Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lions Den with another news and commentary. You know, this case is a joke. Remember May 17, 2015, the Waco's shootout at Twin Peaks that cost, some people killed in that place and dozens injured? Well, guess what? Prosecutors has decided to drop all charges uh, when it comes to the deadly shootout. Are you serious? This article comes from NBC News. It says, Waco biker shooting, the prosecutors drop all charges in the deadly shootout. No one will be convicted or otherwise held accountable for the 2015 shootout between rival biker gangs in Waco restaurant parking lot that left 9 people dead and at least 20 injured, prosecutors in Central Texas said Tuesday. In a statement announcing all charges will be dropped in the deadliest biker shooting in U.S. history, McLennan County District Attorney Barry Johnson and any further effort to prosecute the case will be a waste of time, effort, and resources. So let me get this straight, guys. You're telling me that the two biker gangs that was involved in the shootout in Waco, Texas, that left 9 people dead and 20 injured, they'll be let go? I cannot believe this. So the people that was involved in this shootout and people that died and people that were injured gonna let these biker gangs go because I guess the prosecutors didn't have a case. Now let the role reverse that it was the Bloods and the Crips at a shootout at a restaurant that left 9 people dead and 20 injured. You think that they're gonna let these guys go? Oh, hell to the no. They would have been in prison for the rest of their lives. This is clear case of white privilege. And I'm gonna wait till this article comes out from Reaction, but this goes to show that and the only reason why they're doing this is because some politicians were in biker gangs. Some very important people are in biker gangs. That's mainly the reason why they're doing this. So, I'm going to continue reading this. It says, in my opinion, had this action been taken in a timely manner. Get this, guy. This is so ridiculous. It said, in my opinion, had this action been taken in a timely manner, it would have and should have resulted in numerous convictions and prison sentences against many of those participated in the Twin Peaks brawl. That's bull crap. That's literally bull crap, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously, if it's like I said, look at this picture. All these biker gangs didn't even have handcuffs on them. You seeing that? Not one biker gang has handcuffs. So that's bullcrap right there. And continue said, over the next 3 years, the prior district attorney failed to take that action for reasons that I do not know to this day. The shooting outside a Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco on May 17, 2015 that involved rival biker gangs, the Bandidos and the Cossacks, and occurred as bikers from various groups were gathering to talk over matters of concern. Fights and gunfire broke out. Waco police officers monitoring the gathering also fired on the bikers, killing at least 2. Surveillance footage showed many bikers running from the scene and ducking for cover after gunshots rang out. A small number could be seen pointing and firing weapons, slinging a chain of participating in fistfights. Law enforcement officer recovered dozens of weapons. So I'm gonna wait until Reaction, continue bring this article up. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect case of white privilege. Obviously, what we're seeing is that you let these biker gangs go after the most horrendous shootout that causes lives and injured lives. And yet, and again, like I said, if it was for black gangs like the Bloods and the Crips, like the GDs and Vice Lords, they would spend the rest of their lives in prison. So, and I'm going to continue reading this. It said law enforcement officers recovered dozens of firearms, knives, and other weapons from the restaurant and a Jacqueline parking lot, many of which officers organized indiscriminately, into piles on the pavement and in the back of a police vehicle. Dashcam video showed. Law enforcement officials took the extraordinary steps of arresting 177 bikers after the shooting, then charged 155 of them with engaging in organized criminal activity. Many were held on a $1 million bond. Former District Attorney Abel Reyna ultimately dropped charges against all but 24 and re-indicted them on riot charges. Those were the case that came to an end on Tuesday. And this gets better, ladies and gentlemen. Only one case was prosecuted in court, and that ended in a mistrial. More than 100 bikers has filed, get this, civil rights lawsuits allegedly McLean County, the city, and others violated the plaintiff's civil rights by arresting them without probable cause after the shooting. This is laughable because the thing of it is that you violate their civil rights. Are you serious? It was a shootout between two rival biker gangs that 9 people confirmed dead and others are injured. And now you say they want to file a lawsuit against the city for violating their civil rights? This is crazy. I'm going to continue saying it's a travesty that so many people were rounded up and then investigated instead of vice versa. Mark Snodgrass, president of the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyer Association, said Tuesday. A lot of these people's lives were put on hold for 4 years. In a statement, Reyna said he disagrees with the overall result as well as several statements and accusations within Mr. Johnson's press release. However, it is solely his decision on how to proceed with any case in the district attorney's office. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the article. This is really laughable. Because if it was a black gangs like the Bloods and the Crips doing the exact same thing, these gangs would have been shut down. They would spend the rest of their lives in prison. Same with the GDs and the Vice Lords. If these were the GDs and the Vice Lords, then done the exact same thing with these biker gangs is done, they would not, prosecutors all of a sudden will not drop charges between the gangs. They would spend the rest of their lives in prison. But since there are biker gangs, well, we're gonna drop all charges. It's just laughable. And, during that time on May 17, 2015, you see these guys, you don't see not one of them have handcuffs on them. Not one. You don't see no handcuffs. You don't see nobody, with them chain handcuffs escorted to the paddy wagon. They didn't have no handcuffs at all. But yet, white privilege, slap on the wrist. We're gonna drop all charges. And the only reason why they're doing this is because, guess what? Some were politicians. And I'm going to keep it real, guys. Some were politicians. Some were very important people. Higher up, that's part of the biker gang. That's the only reason why they decided to drop all charges. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Like, click, subscribe my YouTube channel. And make sure you click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.